In the headlines, delay in operations at coffee plant linked to a lightning fire. Concerns over Commonwealth leadership, BBC reports, and a reshuffle among permanent secretaries in a move to boost productivity. I am Iduna John Baptist with the Channel 5 News. Details coming up. Thanks for staying with us. Topping the news. Minister of Agriculture Johnson Drygo has said that the coffee processing plant at 1 Mile in Portsmouth remains unopened due to damage caused by a lightning strike and compromised coffee beans in the facility. The plant was constructed with support from the Venezuelan government and is as a result of a 2010 Memorandum of Understanding. The Ministry of Agriculture expects it to play a key role in reviving the local coffee subsector.
The coffee plant, which damaged the transformer and all of the electrical fittings in the plant. We are preparing. We had to procure the transformer from Miami. We are preparing to replace the transformer and all of the electrical fittings at the coffee plant. Yes, I can say to you that the coffee at the plant has been compromised. With a fire in the facility and all of that, the coffee at the plant presently is compromised and will be disposed. And very soon you will see the recommencement of work at the plant because our intention is to ensure that the coffee plant is up and running before the year ends.
The plant was constructed with support from the Venezuelan government and is as a result of a 2010 Memorandum of Understanding. The Ministry of Agriculture expects it to play a key role in reviving the local coffee subsector. Drygo was unable to provide details on the cost involved in purchasing the presently compromised coffee beans at the plant. However, he did indicate that the day-to-day operations are handled by the Agriculture Investment Unit and the structures are in place to properly dispose of the compromised coffee beans.
As I speak, one of the best coffees are actually the local coffee grown here in Dominica, some of the Arabica brand of coffee. The ministry has procured a large sum of coffee beans, and the ministry is in the process of propagating more than 40,000 coffee seedlings as a first stage to be distributed in the first place to targeted farmers. So farmers can rest assured that very soon coffee seedlings will be available to them for the coffee industry.
In other lead stories, the British government has appointed a special team to boost the work of the Commonwealth Secretariat following concerns of inefficiency. This move comes 10 months after Dominican-born Baroness Patricia Scotland took up the job as Commonwealth Secretary General. BBC, in a January 26 article headlined "Concerns Raised Over Commonwealth Leadership," is reporting that senior officials have been drafted to support the Commonwealth amid concerns over the way it is being run. A senior Foreign Office official and former ambassador to Japan has been put in charge of a team preparing for the Commonwealth Summit in London next year. Tim Hitchens, a former Assistant Private Secretary to the Queen, will be based in the Cabinet Office and will report directly to the Prime Minister. Sir Simon Gass, a senior official who retired from the UK Foreign Office last year, has been made Acting Chief Operating Officer at the Commonwealth Secretariat. He is working directly with Lady Scotland at the Secretariat's headquarters at Marlborough House in London. BBC is reporting that senior diplomatic and political sources are accusing Lady Scotland of poor leadership. Her spokesman, on the other hand, said she had backing from all 52 Commonwealth countries that had elected her. Her Excellency Scotland has also launched a program to modernize the Commonwealth Secretariat, according to her spokesman. Last November, the London-based Guardian online publication also reported that UK Prime Minister Theresa May had called for Baroness Scotland to answer allegations that she spent large sums to refurbish a Grace and Favour home in Mayfair, London. Lady Scotland was appointed Dominica's International Coordinator of Relief Aid post-Tropical Storm Erika in 2015. Her last trip to the island last April was in her official capacity as Commonwealth SG. Among the causes Her Excellency Scotland has been vocal about are child abuse, domestic violence against women, and climate change. The Vacas Primary School was renamed in her honor in December 2015. A permanent secretary post has been created for the office of the Prime Minister. Dr. Gerard Jajak has been appointed to this new permanent secretary position. Jajak has served as the permanent secretary within the Ministry of Tourism and Urban Renewal.
Remember that the cabinet secretary is the head of the cabinet office, the cabinet secretariat, and the head of the public service. So in the past, what you had is the cabinet secretary being the head of the cabinet office, the prime minister's permanent secretary, and the head of the public service in one. So as things get more complicated and expansive, the prime minister needs more special attention for his work as prime minister, and that's what makes the difference. Let's imagine on that Tuesday he has some work to do as prime minister. I sit in cabinet all day. The prime minister himself, he has his portfolio responsibilities. He has elections, public service commission, establishment, and the work as the leader of the country to do in separate and distinct from being the chairman of cabinet. So Dr. Jajak is the first time we are having a permanent secretary in the prime minister's office, and to make sure that that more attention is paid to the work of the prime minister, and it leaves the cabinet secretary and head of public service with more time to do the policy and the interministerial work of the state.
Cabinet Secretary His Excellency Steve Farrell made the announcement. There's also been a reshuffle among permanent secretaries.
Mr. Davis later moves to the Ministry of Health and Environment, coming from Ministry of Justice. Mrs. Helen Roye, the now PS of Health, moves to the Ministry of Social Services, Family and Gender Affairs. Ms. Karen Prevot, who is now in Social Services, moves to the Ministry of Tourism and Urban Renewal. We have a new permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education. Mrs. Chandler Hyacinth would be acting in the Ministry of Education for first initial period of 3 months as PS. She's now within the ministry. She's a former principal. And in the Ministry of Public Works, Ms. Dennis Edwards goes to the Ministry of Public Works. She's now the acting permanent secretary in the Ministry of Tourism. And in the Ministry of Justice, now we have another new entrant who is Ms. Joan Commodore, now working at Registrar's Office, who will be acting in the Ministry of Justice for an initial period of 3 months. As I said, we hope that this can generate an atmosphere of productivity.
In more news, the protection of children is a key reason for the police force's continuing fight against illegal drugs, according to a top cop. The police force conducted a drug-burning exercise on Friday morning at Monbruce, and $5.2 million worth of illegal drugs were destroyed. Police PRO Inspector Pelham John Baptist said drug offenders are a threat to children and their development.
Today we have destroyed by fire cannabis weed, 928,000 grams, with a street value of $2,045,000 Eastern Caribbean dollars. 1.25 pounds of cannabis seeds, street value of $1,250. Cannabis plants, 303 pounds, street value $303,000 Eastern Caribbean dollars, and 105.78 kilograms of cocaine with a street value of $2,800,000. So total approximate value of all what is burned today is $5,200,000 roughly. So the fight against drugs is not a police thing. It's all of us. You pay the police to do a particular job, and we do it. We will do it, we'll keep doing it. But without your support, we cannot win. Because if you allow these people to get away and assist them in hiding drugs and not give us the information, they will get away. And when they get away, who will they target in? Our children. So you're not going to win anyway. Whatever they pay you is not worth it. Your children are worth more than that. So we'll keep appealing to the public. Keep supporting us. What we do is on your behalf.
He says that the police are making noticeable progress in its war on drugs.
We are more aggressive now. We've been very successful 2015. 2016, we were very, very, very aggressive. We work smarter. And the drug squad and the other departments that support them They work together, and I can tell you, you got the reports. We have had massive successes. You know, the results are there. We have had people before the court. We are before the court now, charged for offences related to drugs, and we're not going to stop. And they know that we hit hard because that's our job. We're not here to help drug dealers destroy Dominica. That's not our job. Our job is to fight it. We'll continue doing that. And 2016 was very successful. A number of serious operations. I gave those reports myself. And so we have matters before the court pending. And we look forward to giving evidence against these people. Because what they're doing is destroying this country that all of us love, or should love.
You are watching Channel 5 News. The lineup of the Calypsonians performing in the quarterfinals this weekend. That and more coming up. Welcome back. Calypso lovers can look forward to the continuation of the race to the monarchy as the Calypso quarterfinals takes place on Saturday, the 28th of January. Andrea Louis reports.
Among those hoping to advance to round 3 of the competition are former Calypso monarchs Keith Tronada Ito, Tasha P. Peltier, Merlin Wizard Saint-Hilaire, Davidson Observer Victor, and Gregory Caressa Rivera. Additionally, Hakesy, who was a reserve from the eliminations, is now performing at the quarterfinals as Desmond de Clark, also a reserve, is unable to perform. The other reserve who has made it to this level of competition is Della Gachette. The remaining Calypsonians are Stefan Subero, Fael de Hila Lander, Nashel de Nashel Walsh, Jude Genius Dorset, Jude J.D. Deloney, Kerwin Mighty Omi Kazimi, Gail Trinity Regist, Victor Comforter Beak, Chris B. Sylvester, Leona Peter, Reginald Third Islander, Janae Jackson, Murphy Cy John Jules, Abel Checo John Baptist, Wayne Shadowflow Robinson, Richard Benno Christmas, Derek Luger Saintville, Chester Daddy Chess Later, Cecil Checker Burnett, Webster Webb Marie, Jocelyn Jamaby Charles, David Soulpuss Pascal, Daryl DeBob, Rhea Stingray Lloyd, Julian Superior Picky Lockhart, and Earl White Jr. A total of 33 Calypsonians will take to the stage at the Newtown Savannah for the quarterfinals, from which 20 will be chosen to compete in the semifinals on 11th February. The Dominica Calypso Association also benefited from a donation of $75,000 from headline sponsor Flow towards the staging of this year's competitions. Andrea Louis for Channel 5 News.
Dominica's Carnival celebrations have been further enhanced through a donation of approximately $50,000. Here's Andrea Louis again.
This as the Dominica Electricity Services, DOMLEC, donated to various institutions ahead of the official start of the Carnival season. Africulture stilt walkers got the biggest slice of the pie with a donation amounting to $15,000. The stilt walkers had also won the Band of the Year prize in 2015 and 2016. Other recipients were Pioneer Preparatory School, Stardom Tent, the Waitukubuli Dance Theatre Company, Versatile Entertainment, Dominica State College, Portsmouth Town Council, Roseau Valley Enhancement Committee, the Rotaract Club, which puts on the Carnival Princess Show, and this year, DOMLEC is sponsoring Maya Bell from the Kainago territory for that pageant. For the first time in its history, the Mini Carnival Bord La Mer got a donation from DOMLEC. And the Convent Preparatory School and Maho Festivals Committee also received donations. The Discover Dominica Authority received a contribution from the Power Company to go towards the overall Carnival celebrations for this year.
We're doing an in-kind presentation to the Discover Dominica Authority for the provision of electricity at the Carnival City from the commencement of operations there next week until the end of Carnival. We are thankful to partners like DOMLEC because without power, a lot of what we are doing during Carnival cannot happen. We need the lights to run Festival City, Carnival City, the Eddie Andre Carnival City 2017. We need to make that happen, and the power that DOMLEC is providing to us will make Calypso Finals, Queen Shum, Mass Jamboree, and all the other events that we plan to have in the city more the best they can be, and it saves us money, so then we can do more to make Carnival greater and grander this year and throughout.
Dominic also acknowledges the saying that a healthy nation is a wealthy nation, and to this end made a donation to the Dominica Cancer Society. A total of 14 institutions benefited from Friday's donation.
On the health scene, another policy to guide the country in its fight against mosquito diseases is in the making. That's the vector control policy, which Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Helen Roye, said would need a national response.
While the Ministry of Health gives commitment to supporting the plans and programs to address these threats, it must be noted that this is a mammoth task that will require individual and collective responsibility to successfully mitigate the impact of emergencies. The development of a vector control policy, our guidelines and standards, will therefore require a national response, which must be multi-sectoral and multidisciplinary. We know from our experience that programs of any national response will be most efficiently realized through community-based, comprehensive approach, which includes all of us here today.
Public awareness, according to Roye, is critical to the fight against mosquito diseases.
Let's be always mindful that these diseases can be fatal, but the impact can be mitigated or abated if proper strategies are put in place. Education and information on prevention and management of these diseases must be of pivotal importance. I applaud our dedicated staff who continue to work extremely hard, even beyond call of duty, to ensure that the populace is educated and sensitized about these diseases.
And the fear over the emergence of yellow fever and malaria on island is among reasons health authorities are seeking new strategies against the Aedes aegypti mosquito.
Brazil has seen a sharp rise in cases of yellow fever outbreak since the start of the year. Yellow fever causes 200,000 infections and 30,000 deaths every year, with nearly 90% of these occurring in Africa. In 2015, there were roughly 212 million malaria cases and an estimated 429,000 malaria deaths. There are vaccines for both mosquito diseases. Chief Medical Officer Dr. David Johnson said a national consultation on Thursday was meant to develop strategies to prevent the breeding of mosquitoes and the diseases which they spread.
Given the ease with which individuals travel, we in Dominica need to guard against the introduction of other mosquito-borne diseases, yellow fever and malaria, which can be transmitted by mosquitoes we have right here in Dominica. The control of diseases transmitted by the famous Aedes aegypti mosquito requires numerous strategies and an integrated approach to reduce the transmission of this mosquito.
Dr. Johnson reminded the public that mosquito control measures go far beyond the remit of his ministry.
The Ministry of Health continues to seek new strategies and control measures to deal with this mosquito, bearing in mind the tremendous health and economic burden which can be created as a result of the diseases which are spread by this vector. There will be significant interruption, or there could be significant interruption with travel and trade as a result of vector-borne disease and epidemics if they are not properly managed. Consequently, the control of vector-borne diseases and epidemic is a national priority and indeed a national development issue.
That's news. Sports highlights next with Kenny Williams.
In cricket, West Indies under-19 suffered their second straight defeat in the 2017 Nagico Super 50 on Friday. In their match against Leeward Islands Hurricanes, the under-19s lost by 89 runs. Hurricanes took first to knock and scored 246. Set 247 to win, the under-19 team made 150 runs off 273 balls in 189 minutes. Meantime, there were wins for combined campuses and colleges and Jamaica on Thursday. CCC beat ICC Americas by 7 wickets with 26 balls remaining, while Jamaica bested Guyana by 41 runs. Chadwick Walton smashed 82 for Jamaica, while Shivnarayan Chandapal scored an electric 101 for Guyana. Jerome Taylor took 5 for 40 for Jamaica. Still in cricket, yet another opportunity for young cricketers to develop their skills when the 2017 Massey United Insurance Secondary Schools Under-20 Cricket Championships began on Friday. Massey United has sponsored the league for more than 2 decades. This year, the sponsor supported the competition to the tune of $10,500 EC. In his address to the budding cricketers, sports coordinator Trevor Shillingford encouraged them to aim high since competitions like these provide the platform for greater opportunities.
Take advantage of the various opportunities that are provided to you. Alec Afanaz, a student of the Pierre Charles Secondary School, who only last year or who should have been here with us today as part of this championship, is presently representing the West Indies under-19 team at the regional 50-over tournament.
He says the efforts of the sports division have been yielding positive results in ensuring the development of young cricketers here.
In the recent years, we have won the under-15 championship for 3 consecutive years, and we have been second for the last 2 years. At the under-19, we have been second for the last 3 years, and this year we are looking to make a bigger impact by coming first. Our senior national cricket team in 2014 won the Windward Island Cricket Championship. In 2015, our senior cricket team won the Windward Island Cricket Tournament.
11 teams registered for this year's competition. Dominica State College is the defending champions. Dominica Grammar School won the Ballarama against St. Mary's Academy with 20 runs. DGS batted first and scored 60 for 4 in 4 overs. Kasim Peltier got 36. Set 61 to win, SMA reached 40 for 4 in 4 overs. Taj Tavernier added 21. On to football, we can tell you that ACS 711 Portersville Tarish United defeated All Saints Football Club 5-2 in the only game played in the Division 1 League of the Dominica Football Association on Thursday. According to the DFA's Public Relations Officer, Gerald George, Jemiah Timothy registered a hat-trick with Dejante Joseph and Chris Weeks getting 1 each. Benzamil Alex scored for All Saints. Meantime, there have been some changes to the remainder of the football fixtures for the weekend. In a doubleheader at Pori on Saturday, we have Malta Carib Bathurst State FC coming up against the Digicel Newtown Juvenile Academy Harlem United at 3 p.m., followed by a clash of the Exodus Football Club and Maho Soka Strikers. Sports continues with this item where a number of young Dominican footballers will get a chance to further develop their talents thanks to an intense under-15 program planned by the DFA. On Sunday, the association will launch its inaugural under-15 boys tournament at Windsor Park from 1 p.m. The event will begin with opening addresses from various heads of sports on island, followed by a soccerama. The DFA is hoping to form an under-15 boys team to represent Dominica at the upcoming CONCACAF Under-15 Boys Tournament in August of 2017. The plan is to select the best 100 players from that league and to organize them into 6 zones. The 6 teams from these zones will compete against each other during 2 months of intense competitions, after which the best 30 will be chosen for final preparations leading up to the CONCACAF tournament. Finally, Australia's batsman David Warner has moved to the top spot in the ICC ODI rankings as a result of a sensational run in the format since the start of 2016. Warner has scored 1,755 runs in 28 ODIs since early last year at an average of 65 and a strike rate of 106.94, including 9 centuries and 4 50s. Warner became the #1 ODI batsman for the first time in his career, overtaking A.B. de Villiers and Virat Kohli. That's all the sporting highlights for now. I am Kenny Williams. Do have yourself an awesome weekend.
And now for the weather forecast.
Good evening, Dominica, and welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I'm your presenter, Marshall Alexander. We begin by taking a look at earlier infrared satellite imagery, and what it showed is this area of convection associated with weak unstable conditions approaching the area. Now, taking a look at earlier visible satellite imagery, what it showed, increased cloudiness across Dominica during the afternoon, and also this area of cloudiness located east of the islands and moving towards the west. Now, taking a look at earlier radar imagery, what it indicated, the associated scattered showers moving westwards, just located east of the islands, and also some scattered showers across the central and southern portion of the region. Tonight's weather is expected to be partly cloudy to cloudy and breezy with a few scattered showers, and tomorrow's weather is expected to be mostly cloudy and breezy with scattered showers. Sea conditions are expected to be moderate in open water with waves peaking near 8 feet. As a result, small craft operators and sea beavers, you're advised to exercise caution. Looking ahead to the next 3 days, mostly cloudy skies with scattered showers can be expected tomorrow due to weak unstable conditions. However, by afternoon tomorrow, a relative improvement in conditions can be expected, and continuing into Sunday with conditions becoming partly cloudy and breezy with a few scattered showers. However, as we move into Monday, a relative increase in cloudiness and shower activity can be expected. For the rest of the Caribbean, partly cloudy to cloudy skies and also breezy conditions can be expected with scattered showers across most of the region tomorrow due to weak unstable conditions. Our international cities forecast, clear skies can be expected in New York and Beijing, partly cloudy skies expected in Miami, some rain expected in London, with cloudy skies expected in Caracas. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 6:45 a.m. and sunset will be at 6:02 p.m. For more information, you can call the weather hotline at 447-5555 or visit our website at weather.gov.dm. Thanks for viewing. Have a good weekend.
To end the news, the headlines again. Delay in operations at coffee plant linked to a lightning fire. Concerns over Commonwealth leadership, BBC reports, and a reshuffle among permanent secretaries in a move to boost productivity. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Idona John Baptist. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.